Hello and welcome to Cult Classic Society, the podcast of I, Tim Martini, and my pal Bobby Davis.
Hello.
Go through all the media, the movies, the TV shows, the books, the games, everything that we love. And we try and see if the other person likes it just as much. Bobby, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good actually, Tim. You know, the days are getting longer. We're getting a bit more sunlight. God, I think by the time this comes out, we're looking at around the time the clocks change as well, so that'll be nice.
I always get confused. Do they go forwards or backwards in spring?
They go forwards. So what
we
is
lose
now,
an
say,
hour.
5 o'clock becomes 6 o'clock.
Okay, so we lose an hour of sleep.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's a Saturday night. What do you care? Just stay in bed.
Hey, no, I'm still young. I still go out on Saturday nights.
Exactly. Go out on a Saturday night and then just stay in bed. Just wake up at what is it? You wake up at one in the afternoon. Just wake up at 2 instead.
That's definitely more lazy. Right, well, so today we're going to be talking about Ice Nine Kills. What do you know about them?
So, I'll say that in a few episodes. I used to work for probably the biggest merchant of media in this country. For a long time I worked for them. I used to see their CDs, their vinyl records, and I'll be honest with you, I thought, this band has got a rubbish name. Are they trying to be the Nine Inch Nails?
I will not lie, I'm probably going to trip up a lot in this episode and accidentally say Nine Inch Nails.
So when you said Ice Nine Kills, I actually wrote Nine Inch Nails at the top of my notes, and then when you sent me the link, I opened it, I was like, oh, it's that other band. And so I did. I had a real prejudgment of them just from their name. And I'm going to say this, irrespective of the next hour of conversation we have, the name is dorky. I do not like the name. I think it's super dorky. It really reminds me of... Did you ever have any kids growing up with who were metal kids who thought they were really hard and would, like, give themselves cool names and wear loads of metal ring, like, long finger things and metal wristbands and... Oh, wait, was that you?
yeah.
But what I will say is, as a teenager, that is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
All teenagers do cringy ass shit. What this band reminds me of is people who do that into adulthood.
The people who just never escape their emo phase.
They're not emo. They think they're like death metal, except they're wearing like leather bracelets with spikes on them, and they're 35. I was like, what are you doing? I'm not saying you have to outgrow anything, but I think there becomes a time where you're at a certain point in your life that maybe you measure certain things, pull it back. Just pull it back a little bit.
Or like there's a time and place where you go fully into that, like at gigs or festivals.
Yeah. But there are people who won't change their whole outlook, and they'll dress like that to their job. It's like, what are you doing?
I mean, and also those people probably have face tattoos, so they're probably fucked anyway.
Yeah, I think face tattoos are cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But the only people who should add them are tattooists and rock stars.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they do hinder your life.
Yeah, you know, they're called job stoppers for a reason.
Yeah, and I swear the only place these people end up working is like metal bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any place that's going to take them.
Though they seem to think because like the music has violent lyrics that they're actually also hard as well, which I think is foolish of them. I hung out with the punkier kids at school, and I kind of avoided most of these guys. And I still see most of them grow out of it, and they're still metalheads, and they still will wear a Pantera t-shirt. Maybe not Pantera anymore. They'll still wear a Metallica t-shirt or whatever, and their black jeans, and even their boots. But you know what? I'm not going to wear a dog collar with 7-inch spikes on it now. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not going to think I'm hard because I listen to lyrics about death.
Yeah, exactly. So that genuinely, my brain, the second that I see that name, makes me think of those people every time. So, kind of me surprised when the music is way punkier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say a lot of it leans more into punk than metal.
Yeah, so they used to be more of a emo, like, punk band.
Yeah.
Like, one of their songs that the title just always, like, makes me cringe is called The Fastest Way to a Girl's Heart is Through Her Chest.
Oh my god. Yeah. Not even My Chemical Romance would have said that.
No. But thankfully, once they got to these two albums that we're going to be looking at, The Silver Screams, they kind of grew out of that and they kind of let more into the metal, like punk. They have been recently described as metalcore.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They remind me of A Day to Remember.
Yes.
Who are hardcore punk. No, not hardcore punk, they're hardcore or punk. Like, it depends what you want to call it.
Exactly. So we're just going to go straight into the first album, the Silver Screams, which came out in 2018, and the opening track, The American Nightmare,
So
not
before-
about Cody Rhodes.
That was my first note. Before we get into that, you challenged me. You said all of these films are about horror. All these songs, sorry, are about horror films.
Yes.
And I said I probably won't get any of them.
Yeah.
I surprised myself. I've got a few of them, and I know that I know I'm right. But what I did for the ones I didn't know is I've just written a list of really popular films, and I'm gonna take pot shots. And I think I'm gonna start with like the most famous one, and then work my way through the list.
Sure.
So let's do that, right?
Okay. So, The American Nightmare.
So I think we've discussed this. We discussed it in the Slip episode. A Way to My Heart is sampling old TV or films in music.
Yes.
I love it, and I don't know why. I think it's cool. I think it works.
I love it being a PSA about dreaming.
Yes. So I actually took a quote here. Smashing my way through the golden age of the silver screen is a really good hook.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there are creepy children.
Yes.
And creepy children are the worst thing in the world.
So there is a reason for all of that, but it is due to the film that this is based off.
Can I just tell you, have I ever explained to you my, like, what I think is the worst thing that's happening on television in the last, like, 10 years?
What is it?
The Haribo adverts. Adults speaking with children's voices.
Oh, God.
It actually makes my skin crawl. It's the worst thing in the world. And I genuinely put it in... You know when horror movies and horror TV shows use creepy kids as kind of an easy get out?
Yeah.
Genuinely, those Haribo adverts fall in the same thing as me. It's so grim. And I can't do creepy children. I don't know why.
That's fair. But, so I want to talk about the nursery rhyme.
Okay,
But
yeah.
first, I want you to tell me what you think this film is.
So, I'm going to tell you this, right? I didn't pick up the thing about dreaming until you just said it. So originally I was going to say Friday the 13th. But you just said about dreaming. And I know there's one killer that only haunts dreams.
Yeah.
So, it's in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, it is.
Yeah!
I mean, the whole thing's about dreaming, because like, the PSA is about sleep.
You know what? I didn't... In my notes, I don't think I picked up that that's, like, was about the killer.
And then, like, the chorus, which has the best line in the song, which is, on the American nightmare of American dreams of counting the bodies while you count sheep.
That makes sense, yeah.
So the nursery rhyme, so the nursery rhyme they do on that is a play on the one in Nightmare on Elm Street, which is 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, 3, 4, Nate's at your door, 5, 6, grab your crucifix,
I've
7,
only
8, you're going to stay up late.
I've only seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was a long time ago I saw it.
So I own the entire series on Blu-ray.
course.
You're gonna hear me say that quite a couple of times.
I thought you'd have it on like 4K and the 3D
there's no 4K
Blu-ray.
of it yet.
Really? I did say that Cody Rhodes could use this as an entrance theme.
Honestly, it's hard to not imagine
Cody coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for any non-wrestling fans. There's a wrestler called Cody Rhodes whose nickname is the American Nightmare.
Yeah, because it's based off his father's, who was the American Dream. But did you know? Sorry, random wrestling fact: in WCW, Dustin Rhodes, Cody's brother, called himself the American Nightmare.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He probably asked his brother. They're close. I really like this song.
I think it's a great opening track.
It's quite pop punky.
Yeah.
This is the one where I was like, these guys sound like a day to remember to me. And already, this generally the first time I was like, this is shaking my biased views just from their name.
What do you think of the vocals? Spencer Charness's vocals.
I like his style. I will say this, he sounds like Patrick Stump. Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy. He really sounds like him.
Yeah.
And especially in I don't know about earlier albums, but in these two albums, the hooks are really Fall Out Boy-esque as well.
Yeah.
So it makes it even more like in your face. There are points where I'm like, this sounds like a Fall Out Boy song. And I think maybe 6 or 7 times through my notes of these two albums, I say, this sounds like a Fall Out Boy song.
I'm gonna say his performance, his vocal performance is much better than it is in his older songs, because it will be like these like scorn lover songs, and he'd be like, you know what, baby? It's like, ugh.
Oh God.
So he's clearly matured, and I think writing about something that he's clearly passionate about, being like horror movies, it's so much better.
And Fall Out Boy.
And Fall Out Boy. So we're gonna go to the next song, unless you have more notes about American Nightmare.
No, I've got a note about when I clicked on the Spotify link you sent me.
Yeah.
I did notice that nearly all of the song titles are idioms,
Yeah.
like common sayings, catchphrases,
Yeah.
and also so are the lyrics. They clearly have a book of idioms that he uses to write songs.
I think it's because a lot of it's like just based on pop culture and everything.
Yeah. So obviously, we say about Cody Rhodes and stuff, but the American Dream is a popular saying in America.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday. Another popular saying
Exactly.
in America. The first thing I think of with Thank God it's Friday is shit food. Because TGI Fridays is awful.
I've never been to TGI Fridays.
No,
Do you know it's no longer TGI Fridays? It's just Fridays.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I've not been in one since I was a teenager. Even as a teenager, I thought it wasn't great.
No, I've never had anything from TGI's, and I'm thankful for it. So, what do you think this was based off?
Well, it's got Friday in the title, so Friday the 13th.
Yes. So I love how it opens up with a fireside rendition of the chorus.
Yeah.
Because obviously Friday the 13th movies, they're based off like killings at summer camps.
Yeah, yeah.
So then after that fireside opening, it goes into the heavy key, ma, ma, ma. Do you know what that's about?
No.
So that is used in the credits and a lot in the Friday the 13th franchise. It's a whispering of key, ma, ma, ma. But so in the first movie, spoilers for the movie from the 80s, the killer is Pamela Voorhees, and in her head, that is her son Jason saying, "Kill their mummy."
Oh, okay.
But she's messed up, so that's how she hears it. So but then that became a motif throughout the entire franchise because it's just so iconic.
That makes sense, yeah. So, I've got a few notes on the song. I like the vocal change from the screaming to the melodic. Again, reminds me of Day to Remember. I love Day to Remember. And I like the movie sample where it says, "Do you know my son died in this lake?" I'm like,
Yeah,
nice.
the use of Pamela Voorhees' voice. There's the line, "You're all doomed." That's a reference to one of the characters in the first Friday the 13th called Crazy Ralph.
Do you know what that reminds me of? I've noted that down. Have you seen this? I think it's quite a recent thing. There's a guy on Instagram who does these metal memes where he takes old memes and vines and does metal breakdowns and then places them in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It just reminded. It sounded like a meme put over a breakdown.
It's so good.
It goes all pop punk after about 2 minutes. For a little bit, it's like, this is pop punky as hell.
I love the chorus of like, "He drowned in all our sins," because the way Jason originally died in the first movies, he drowned in the lake.
Drowned in the lake, yeah. As she said, "Did you know my son died in this lake?"
Yeah. So, also fun fact about the ending of the song. You know how there's that very soft piano bit,
Yeah.
and then it goes into the kiki ma ma at the end.
I've written here, I don't love the last 10 seconds.
So that is actually a joke based on the ending of the first Friday the 13th,
Okay.
which has this, I kid you not, 3-minute tracking shot of the final survivor on the boat in the lake. This tracks in, it's all like swelling, and there's a jump scare from baby Jason coming out of the
God's
lake. That's what it's a reference to. When I
Ah.
first heard that, I couldn't stop laughing.
So yeah, I don't know have I seen Friday the 13th? I think I must have, but a long time ago.
Okay, so we'll move on to Stabbing in the Dark, which
This gives it away right at the beginning what this is. Because it says the suspect's been identified as Michael Myers. So,
Yeah.
It's Halloween.
yeah, it's Halloween. I told you, most of these are quite obvious to me. This is my favourite song on the album.
I can see that. The drilling, there's like a real drilling drum and guitar.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of Slipknot, so no wonder you love it. There's clearly some like modern hardcore influences they've taken as well. It's
Yeah.
not just metal or punk. They clearly like hardcore.
Oh yeah, they're clearly influenced by a whole range of like the rock atmosphere. I love the opening with like the piano, the
Yeah,
build up, the
solid.
intro, and then like the clock dialing like midnight for it being Halloween, and
It's
then
really good.
Yeah.
It's not my favourite. To kind of give it away, my favourite was the first track. I love that first track. I thought it was really cool. But it's one of my preferred tracks on here.
yeah, it's the guitar riff like straight after when he goes, "These are the devil's eyes."
Yeah.
It's so good.
I actually found this one, despite enjoying it all the way through, it didn't have much to me that I could grab out to write about. You know when there's an album track, you go, this is a good album track.
Yeah.
That's what this felt like to me.
Oh, honestly, I have so much to say. So
Oh, I'll let you talk then.
yeah, this guitar, it just feels like a fucking like. That's when like a mosh pit starts.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of, it's just a hype song. The bridge where it's like, "I'm the shadow where there once was light," where it goes on "trick or fucking treat," just like heaviness of it,
Yeah.
and it's like that breakdown, like, oh, it's so good.
It is good. I do like his use of talking.
Yeah.
Like, he stops and talks. You said it, he does it in the early stuff as well.
Yeah.
But I actually think if it was a serious album, I'd be like, stop talking all the time.
Yeah.
But because it's tongue-in-cheek about horror,
Exactly.
it really works.
And what I kind of like is like they use their references to the song cleverly. It's not just like, well, I'm just going to retell the entire story. It's like, no, we're going to make a song based around the movie and throw in references when we can.
Yeah, definitely.
So then there's Savages.
First thing I wrote is, why all capitals?
It's cool.
Fair enough.
What do you think it's based off?
I think, actually, this is what I didn't know. So Savages, I looked at my list and I was like, Savages, what could that be of these kind of 15 that I've written down? Lost Boys?
No.
No, what is it?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There's only one Savage in that.
No, there's a whole family of Savages.
Oh, is there? I don't think I've seen it, if I'm honest with you.
I have very little notes about this song. I think it's just one of those songs that's just used to get a crowd excited, especially with the hey, hey, hey in the pre-chorus.
So I said, so there's the battle call, the hey, hey, hey. It's, again, a massive thing. So when bands like Day to Remember and similar ones of that ilk erupted kind of in 2011, 12, there was a lot, they did a lot of that to kind of get the pits going. So there's a song called Downfall of Us All, and it literally starts with the duh. It reminds me of stuff like that.
Also, I feel like the song's very repetitive. Both of the verses just sound way too similar to me.
Do you know what this song sounded like to me?
What?
It sounds like Faint by Linkin Park.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored, Tim. I will not be ignored.
And then there's a Breakfast Club reference. Mess with the horns and you get the devil. So it's like mess with the ball and you get the horns.
Yeah.
Mess with the horns and you get the devil.
That's, again, mess with the ball, you get the horns isn't just a breakfast club. It's an idiom.
Yeah.
And there's more than one in this one, because they also say nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
Another idiom. They're just full of them. So what it is actually not a bad songwriting technique, because people like familiar things.
Yeah.
And most people will know most of the phrases. So actually hearing common phrases will subconsciously pull you in. Because it's like a warming thing, like something you know and understand.
Yeah.
You know what that phrase means. So
exactly.
You tune into the song more. So it's actually not a bad songwriting technique, I don't think.
No, it's not. And I think for a song like this, where you just want to get the crowd amped up, I think it works. So then we move into The Jig Is Up.
This one I got because one line gave it away, and then I looked at the title and it kind of all pieces together. It says, the choice is yours, live or die.
Yeah.
And it's called The Jig Is Up.
Yeah.
So I was like, jigsaw,
Yeah.
saw, it's saw. Yeah.
I mean, there's also the whole bit in the chorus where he uses the word saw 5 times.
Yeah. The thing is though, that doesn't even necessarily jump out to me, like the repetition of the word. That the live or die thing is clearly like a story beat, and that's what got my attention.
Yeah.
This song's super screamo as well. Obviously you said they come from that kind of emo background. It really reminded me of the screamo stuff from the kind of the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
And there's another idiom in there, all systems go. Game over.
Yeah, I mean, game over is one of the big catchphrases of the Saw franchise.
Oh yeah,
I think it's how they bookend every movie.
I've seen the first, second, and third one. I think that's it.
I've watched all of them.
It reminds me the way they did the game over in the kind of video game style reminded me of, again, Day to Remember, when the song Second Sucks and they do the fight.
Oh yeah, and I do like how they use a voice filter to make it sound like he is Jigsaw.
Yeah, I did enjoy this song. It's not my favourite, but it's a good song.
They don't recreate, they make their own version of the Saw theme, where it goes that very heavy, dun dun dun.
Oh, is that what it is? I knew I recognised that. I thought it sounded familiar, yeah.
Yeah, it's their own version of the Saw theme. Obviously, they're doing it with much more heavier backing on it. So, the next song, A Grave Mistake. I don't think you're going to get this. I didn't think you'd get this one.
So I wrote, maybe it's in the second album. For one of them, I wrote Pet Cemetery. And this obviously says Grave. I don't think it's this one. I think it's another one.
That's in the second album.
Yeah, okay. We've also not mentioned the fact that most of these are familiar to me because of Treehouse of Horror Simpsons episodes. Actually, I'm more familiar with the Simpsons episodes than I am with the films.
So, A Grave Mistake.
Let me look at my list. I'll just punt one. Exorcist.
No.
What is it?
The Crow.
Oh, the Brandon Lee
Yeah.
movie where he got shot.
Yes.
Awkward. Why'd you worry about that, man?
Because it's actually quite a tragic love story. And
I have seen the movie.
about vengeance, yeah. I love this song.
Yeah, is it one of your...
It's not one of my...
This is another one I found really difficult to make much notes on. The only note I did think is they use reap what you sow, which is another idiom.
Yeah, you reap what you sow. But I just love this, like, the first time where it's all just Spencer's soft vocals. Like, no screamo, everything. Yeah. So it's just, like, nice. It's like, he let his voice have a little break.
Boy can sing.
He can hit them high notes.
Yeah.
Like, I did actually write, if the vocals were heavier, I think it would have ruined the vibe of the song.
Yeah, he's pretty chill.
It feels like more like a ballad. Like a power ballad.
Yeah. It's the only one I thought that didn't fit in. It doesn't sound... And this doesn't make it a bad song.
No.
It's just that it doesn't... The rest of the album has a feel. And it's because it's about horror movies and it's a bit tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
The rest of it all fits. This feels like the odd one out.
Yeah. I think it's more like a holdover from their other stuff.
Yeah.
But I said I like... Because it stands out so much, you would remember that song because of it.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Again, though, this is the one I found. This is the second one I found it difficult to kind of make notes on. Yeah. I was like, this just kind of just flows by.
I get that. So, the song after that, Rockin' the Boat.
Well, I wouldn't, to be honest, I didn't even... it gives it away straight away because this is Amity Island, so it's Jaws.
Yeah.
And that's my wife's favourite. My wife, Katie, loves Jaws.
Really?
She loves sharks, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
She's a big shark nerd. Yeah. She's actually my sister. For one of her birthdays, Krista got her a bag that says Crazy Shark Lady. She loves sharks. So I'd be killed if I didn't get that. But the Rocking the Boat, I did look at the title and I was like, is that about Jaws? But then my brain went, is Jaws a horror?
It was considered like one of the big mainstream horror films.
Yeah, it doesn't have horror vibes because it's all daylight and beaches and...
lots of people are scared of it.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. It's when I think about it, logically, it's clearly a horror.
Yeah.
But it doesn't abide to many of the tropes. It's not dark. It's not dingy.
No.
It's not a human killing everyone. It's not a ghost. It's not a ghoul.
Well, I mean, shark movies are now their own subgenre.
Yeah,
because
exactly,
of Jaws,
yeah.
I would argue.
So, I love the ramp up to the first drop.
Yeah.
It's like so sick, like the way they power through up to that.
Yeah. I love the line in the chorus, because I got a fish to fry that's feeding on the weak.
That's a good line.
Such a good line.
There's a bit also that really popped me. That says something about they're singing and there's normal singing, and underneath there's a second layer of vocals where just the only two words they scream is the prey.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's popped me.
It's when the predator will soon become the prey.
Yeah, and that really made me laugh. I was like, that doesn't even like musically that sounds weird. Like, doesn't make it bad. It's just I was like, that's odd.
You gotta get those heavy vocals out sometimes, you know.
Yeah, and I love the fact that there's like an Undertaker gong going off in the background at some point as well. Great times.
I love how they say the "smile, you son of a bitch" line.
That was my next note. Smile, you son of a bitch.
And then they do the Jaws theme.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's such an iconic theme that you have to use it.
Yeah, well, lots of movies have got songs that are associated with them heavily.
Yeah.
You know, Back to the Future has got Power of Love and shit like that. But the very few moments in films have such iconic thing, you can't help but think of that one moment.
Yeah.
You hear those two notes, you see a shark fin.
Exactly.
Just the fin. You don't think of the overall movie, you think of the shark stalking someone.
Exactly.
I'm trying to even think of another one that's like that. Darth Vader walking to the Imperial March, maybe? There's very few that conjure specific moments in films.
Yeah, like the Imperial March, so dun dun. You just imagine Vader
walking, striding.
Or dun 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 dun. James Bond, yeah. Again,
that is just his theme though. I don't think of it as a specific moment of a film.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, I always just associate it with the opening like gun barrel sequence.
Yeah. There's that. They're normally done to I thought that was normally done to like whatever the theme for that one was, like Shirley Bassey or whatever.
No. So he has a whole title sequence, but the gun barrel sequence is always the Bond theme.
I'll give this away. I hate James Bond.
I will not take this slander.
Fucking overhyped macho prick.
So we're going to move swiftly on.
There was a bit that I really liked in the Rocking the Boat. We're all just floating in a shallow grave. That to me sounded like something like Neck Deep
Yeah.
and really modern pop punk. I thought it was cool. I like that. Some maybe State Champs or someone like that. Yeah.
It's followed up by another like that. Buoyed by the blood of the masses. It's like, oh. It's like, you know, the boys in the ocean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's like, nice nautical puns.
I love a nautical pun.
So the next song after this, Enjoy Your Sleigh.
So there are two that I thought it could be.
Hear me with both of them.
Well, they're both about staying in hotels. So either Psycho or The Shining.
You mean Shining?
No, The Shining.
You're gonna get sued. Yep, it's The Shining.
Nice.
So, did you see who was featured on the song?
No, I saw towards the end of this album there were way more features.
Sam Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick's grandson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool. I wouldn't. If I'd have clocked that, maybe I would have gone straight to The Shining. Saw the Kubrick name.
Yeah. I love how the song is actually from like the POV of the hotel itself.
Yes, because obviously the hotel's like alive in The Shining. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's implied.
Yeah.
Okay, no. In the movie, it's implied.
Yeah.
In the book, it's just heavily just like, yep, this is all real.
Yeah, the hotel is moving.
Yeah.
So the thank you very much, enjoy your sleigh.
Yeah.
That breakdown really is like proper Slipknot-esque.
Yeah.
So the music really sounds like Slipknot, but I think this might be the song in the first album anyway where he sounds most like Patrick Stump. There's something about it. I don't know what it was. It's just like he really sounds like Fall Out Boy. And then towards the end, I'm like, I can only hear Fall Out Boy. And also wrote, ooh, more kids' voices.
I was waiting for that because I just love how it sounds like they have so much fun just writing about The Shining.
Yeah, it's a wacky movie. So I imagine trying to like write songs about it, like fucking Blood on a Lift and whatever. Creepy twin girls,
Red Rum, all of that. It's just so good. But what I wrote is, these instrumentals do not fit the vibe of the film.
No, it doesn't. It should be eerie. And it's
Yeah.
just not. It's either kind of heavy or pop punky.
Yeah. Like, with all of these other songs, I would say they could match the vibe.
Yeah.
With this, it's like, no, The Shine is deliberately atmospheric. Like, most of the time you're just staring at a corridor for most of the movie.
Yeah, it's literally just eerie, kind of slow moving.
Yeah.
Then jump scares and creepy kids. And yeah, the vibe isn't the same as the film, for sure.
But at the same time, it's just such a banger of a song.
It is really good. I really like this song.
So the next song, Freak Flag.
This might be one of my favourites as well. The Let Your Freak Flag Fly is such a good hook.
I don't like this song.
The rest of the song, the verses specifically, are a little lackluster.
Yeah.
But the chorus with the Let Your Freak Flag Fly is great.
I think it's way too similar to Savages. It kind of gives the weird, same message in a weird way.
It really reminded me of Billy Talent.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
So, what film franchise do you think this is based off?
I've got no idea. We'll go with Freaks, so we'll go with Lost Boys again.
No. So this is based off a film franchise by Rob Zombie called The Devil's Rejects.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. I don't like how this song is on from their point of view, and it's meant to be like an uplifting thing, considering how big scumbags The Devil's Rejects are.
Yeah, because I've written here, the sentiment seems to be about being yourself, but it's probably not. It's probably about gnarly murder.
Very gruesome murders, and so I could go so can't quickly run about The Devil's Rejects because we're never going to cover it because I don't want to expose you to that.
Fair enough.
So the whole point of the second film in particular, Devil's Rejects, because House of a Thousand Corpses is a fun horror B movie which I actually do recommend. Ray Wilson's in it, so.
Oh, nice.
But the second one, Devil's Rejects, it focuses mainly on 3 of the serial killers from House of a Thousand Corpses. And positions them as like, look at them do these awful, disgusting things, but they're cool. And they get the comeuppance at the end because they get killed. But then they make a third movie where they retcon that and they actually get put in jail. And the movie ends with them living happily ever after. I'm like,
what have you done, Rob?
It's like, yikes.
Oh, God.
So I think part of the reason because I don't like those two, the later 2 movies of the Devil's Rejects trilogy, it maybe puts that seed on my finger. I don't like how this song is about them and making them uplifting.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
It makes it more twisted. So I can say there's a lot of bias towards the song. I was like, if it's about anyone else, I've probably been like, I like it, but because it's about them, don't like it.
No, fair enough. That makes sense.
Do you have any more notes about the song?
No, I think it's quite simplistic for compared to a lot of the other songs. Musically, it's a bit simplistic, but that doesn't necessarily make anything a bad song. But
No, sometimes.
simple can be better sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes all you just need is a catchy hook.
Yeah.
So next song, World in My Hands.
Oh God. Did I write? I didn't even take a pun on this one. All in my hands. Let me have a look at my list. Hang on. Oh, I had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on my list as well.
I'm gonna say this one.
Hellraiser?
No.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands.
What? That's not a horror movie.
That's exactly. That threw me for a fucking loop.
That is not a horror movie. No, fuck off.
It has horror elements considering he has scissor hands.
Yeah, she used it to make dinosaur bushes, give people haircuts.
Nice sculpture, yeah. But knowing that, I actually said the song has a weird Tim Burton feel.
I'd probably have to go back and listen to it. I didn't pick that up the first time round. I quoted a couple of lines. The world's an ugly place. That's a fact that fate has brought me. Which is quite a nice line. I like the bit where, and I like when bands do this well, when all the music stops for a beat.
Yeah.
And there's like a line of dialogue, and it's the and go back, and then it drops back in. And when that's timed perfectly, it's
because it goes and
amazing.
go back and goes right into the chorus.
You said I said this is another one that reminds me of Fall Out Boy. Sorry, Tim, but I can see how Tim Burton and Fall Out Boy can go together.
So there's a line that I like in this because it actually kind of encapsulates the point of the film, which is how cool to be exposed to everything I can't touch but still feel.
Ah, yeah, because he can't touch anything.
He can't touch anything, but he still feels emotions.
Oh, bless him. I like. There's another one I like, which is "Nice guy finished last, and that's a fact." Which she has shown me.
See, if you don't know what's about Edward Scissorhands, it just sounds like a typical high school movie.
Yeah, yeah. There's a nice guitar solo in this,
Oh yeah,
and the fact that they do a bit with radio effect vocals and a palm muted guitar.
yeah.
That's the most pop punk thing you can do. Radio effect vocals and a palm muted guitar.
But they just have so much fun with it.
The ending absolutely slaps.
When tell the sound below, to help letting go because it falls to you from me.
Yeah, and then the music, the whole thing comes together so nicely.
So good.
It slaps so hard.
Honestly, it's a song that catches me by surprise. So then we have Merry Xmas.
I said, is this about Santa from Futurama?
No. So it's about Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I was going to say, I couldn't think of any Christmas horror films, but it's because it's not really my thing.
So basically the whole song just goes through the entire film, which is what I like. So Silent Night, Deadly Night and Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. There are like 6 of these films, by the way. And they get weirder and weirder. First two actually linked together properly. They are like cheesy like B movie, like slasher movies where it's clear they had no budget, they just had the concept and just went for it.
Just fucking go for it. So yeah, I can. The song almost fits that kind of vibe as well. I also think Santa from Futurama could have gone on a killing spree while this song was playing.
I love the line in the chorus. I made sure the news was Yuletide tight.
Yuletide tight, fucking hell. Hitting those cheesy markers there, boys.
Oh yeah.
So much for a Merry Christmas. Fucking so emo.
There's the random Christmas carol in the song, like the little interlude.
Oh yeah, that really popped me with the choir and stuff.
Yeah,
so funny.
And the hearse is on its way. It's
that actually made me laugh. Like I was on the tube listening and making notes. And it really made me laugh.
So there's a line in the song where it goes, "It's fucking garbage day." That is a reference to the second film.
Okay.
Where the brother of the evil Santa in this film snaps because he's an incel. Basically, he was in love with a girl. She had eyes for someone else. He's like, how dare she? Kills her, and then goes on a murder spree. He sees the guy taking out the garbage. He goes, "Garbage day," and kills him.
I think you know the people who I thought were listed as who I described at the beginning.
Yeah,
that's the word I was probably looking for. I should have just said incel sooner.
And I love how the song ends with "Fa la 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 la, Feliz Navidad." Feliz
Navidad. What? Yeah, that is a good line. That is a good line. The solo in this song is again really good.
Yeah, the solos are incredible.
Yeah, it's weird that they held out on them. They only do a couple.
I think it makes it more impactful because when you hear them, you're like, oh my god, he's incredible. Yeah. So next song, Love Bites.
I really, really wanted to make a joke here and insist this was about Twilight. And then when you told me what it was, I knew what it was because there's a bit that makes it obvious. And tearing through, the bit that makes it obvious is tearing London limb from limb. So it's about American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
But I really was, if I wanted to go, you to be like, it's about American Werewolf in London. No, it's clearly about Twilight. Come on, Tim.
You're not looking deep enough into the lyrics. So there's a female vocalist on this.
Yeah, I was about to say, who the hell is Chelsea Talmadge?
She is Carol Perkins from Stranger Things. So
Is she the one who gets killed in the first series?
that's Barb.
Barb, sorry. Yeah.
But is it Steve, the guy with like the permy hair? Like he's like the he has like the.
He's the bully in the first series,
Yeah.
and then he becomes their friend in the second series onwards. Yeah.
She is part of his friend group in the first season.
Oh, okay.
She's like the other. She's like the girl in that group.
Yeah, I love Stranger Things.
Yeah. I like the song. I think it fits the entire vibe of the film so well, and it's just a nice, weird tragic love song.
There's a line in it that made me like. This tragic love song probably fits this because it sounds like All American Rejects, which is "Howl at the moon, oh how can it be? The softer the skin, the sharper the teeth."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, all right, All American Rejects, calm down.
Honestly, what I love is that at the end of the course, there's like a little yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good song though. It's good fun.
I love it. Just has two verses. It's like we know, like we just gotta get through this.
Yeah, and then the sound effects of the howling and stuff. It all comes together nicely.
Oh yeah, and I like American Werewolf in London as a film. It's for a werewolf movie. It restricts itself in showing the werewolf.
Yeah,
Which is what I like about it.
Sometimes that's the scariest bit. Is not
Yeah.
You going along with the characters not knowing what's going on.
It has an amazing werewolf transformation sequence, like because it's all practical effects.
Oh yeah, of course it is because of the time it was made.
Yeah, so it's so good.
I have to have a watch. I've not seen it.
It's more like a dark comedy, weirdly.
I think so. A lot of these I haven't seen, but I think my job, where I used to work with the media outlet,
Yeah.
I would work the horror section sometimes. So I know the names of a lot of these things and have context where even without watching them. On to the last track.
It is the end.
Well, the it is bolded, so I'm just assuming it's about it.
Yeah. I love the circus opening.
Yeah. Although the other thing I saw is Less Than Jake are credited on this.
Yeah.
As in the band Less Than Jake, because I couldn't hear anything.
Exactly. That's
They're a ska punk band. I couldn't hear anything ska punky, and I couldn't hear the vocals.
I couldn't tell you what they did in this. I love how the opening is like a monologue that he's doing to Georgie as before he drags him in.
Yeah, I've said it sounds like a musical at the beginning, not just a circus. It actually sounds like it's from a film.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's that one with Wolverine in it? Greatest Showman.
Oh yeah. I'm to imagine Hugh Jackman as Pennywise now.
with the claws.
Yeah. So my favourite line in the chorus is just like Georgie, it's all out of hand because obviously Georgie's arm gets ripped off. I was like, that's clever.
Yeah, the nice double meaning there.
Yeah.
I love the the honking sound.
The clown nose, like
I was like, there's no way they're adding that in studio and not pissing themselves. There's like the drummer, because he's the percussionist, he's just sat there with a horn going, come on, now!
They're just having like so much, you can tell they're having so much fun with it. They're putting like everything they got.
This feels like this is the funnest song. This might be my second favourite after the first one.
I can understand that. Like it's like a lot of fun, and they're just all like they're going all in with the heavy vocals.
Super dramatic, like
the ending,
really
right?
Panic at the Disco.
Yeah,
like you know that Panic at the Disco's first album, which was all circus themed. It really brought that kind of vibe.
And then I just love how like the outro is just a minute, and it just gets like more operatic, like harmonized vocals. The drum just disappears.
Such a strong ending to an album.
Yeah,
the fact that they waited to blow their load with that song is.
I know.
Like it's risky because notoriously albums are quite hard to end.
Yeah,
and having such a jam like this, a lot of people maybe it's more of an old thing with like records and stuff, but notoriously you would fill the back end of an album with kind of B tracks.
Yeah,
and they've not done that.
No, they end. I think they end on like a
one of
very
the
strong
tracks,
note. Yeah, because it was like very much like I think when we go back to looking at Slipknot, like you said you found Iowa the end, like that ends so like self-indulgent.
Yeah,
and then they kind of did the same thing with Danger Keep Close.
Yeah,
and in the final album, 0.5 Shadows we looked at, If Rain Is What You Want, it's the same thing. They went slow, but here they go, no. We're ending with a bang.
We're ending like that long Simpsons intro. We're doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Okay, general thoughts on the album as a whole.
Really fun album. Proved my initial judgment of their stupid name wrong. Still don't like the name, Tim, but I did enjoy the album. The album name is good.
Yes.
Most of the song names are good. Just Ice Nine Kills is an awful name. I can't get past it.
I feel like it's something they're stuck with it now.
Yeah.
But I feel like having horror albums leans into the name a bit more.
It felt like they were going, what's cool? Ice and killing.
9 times.
All the bands have got numbers in now. There's Blink 182, there's Sum 41.
What's that record over there? 9 Inch Nails.
It really feels like that.
So, 3 years later, they released Silver Screams.
3 years later, that sounds like the beginning of a sequel to a horror movie, Tim.
They released Silver Screams 2. So, what was interesting for this one, they were releasing single by single, and at the end of each music video, there was like a investigation into Spencer Charnas, the lead singer, killing his fiancée.
So I said this in the opening. Why the fuck is he saying a thing about him killing his own fiancée?
Yeah.
Why can't they just make a character? It's such a weird thing to do.
It's funny because one of the things they make a reference to the fact that he's fired band members before.
And he obviously has done that.
Yeah. I think Spencer and like one other person is like they're like the only two last remaining people of the original setup.
Jesus Christ. I thought this opening thing, is it like a knockoff of the Twilight Zone?
I had nothing to compare it to.
It sounds like the Twilight Zone.
I just no. If anything, it's more like the opening of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, okay.
That's came to my mind now. So that was a live breakthrough, guys. But then we have the opening track, "Welcome to HorrorWood," which only 2 months ago, in 2023, they released a music video for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they've held out on that one.
They held out on it. It's a really good music video. And this is the only song that's not based on anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't put anything in the thing, actually. It was going to be one of my random... I've got this list. Let's guess one of these. Let's punt on one of these. I like that it starts with a melody and the drop is sudden.
I know.
It's like... Diddly-diddly.
It's like, only place you come for Uncle Burke. And, so good.
Yeah, like, so there goes the neighbourhood. Welcome to HorrorWood. Obviously, there goes the neighbourhood. Another idiom.
I just love how the second verse just stops to have a breakdown.
I like that it goes, so how's this for an establishing shot before the breakdown?
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
All the other films, obviously, they just like reference the movies they're in, but this one just references Hollywood as a whole.
Yeah. It sounds like... Have you ever been to any Disney?
I went to Disneyland Paris.
So did you go on the Twilight Zone ride, the Tower of Terror?
No, I went, but they had like the studio tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the Twilight Zone ride has like... It's like an old Hollywood hotel, and it really reminded me of that.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's themed, and they're getting most of them are being done over into Guardians of the Galaxy rides now.
Oh god!
But the Guardians of the Galaxy one is good. I've been on that.
I mean, when I went to Disneyland, it was no longer Space Mountain; it was Hyperspace Mountain because of Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah, nice, yeah. But the
Jungle Cruise wasn't working when I went. I was so heartbroken.
Yeah, The Rock was hanging out there. Yeah. I said this one, the solo hits hard again.
Yeah.
And in the end, it goes into like a hardcore drop at the end again.
Yeah.
Real cool.
And just the screaming of going, welcome back. Like, oh. So then that leads into a rash decision. Nice idea.
The intro sounds like Fallout Boy again.
Yeah.
And then his line is it a crime to kill? Yes. Every country.
Very true.
Every single country, it's a crime to kill.
I didn't think you were going to get this one. Of what film?
I haven't put down a thing, so I'm going to have to go back to my list. Hang on. Scream.
No.
What is it?
Cabin Fever.
I've never seen it.
It's an Eli Roth. It's his first horror movie done in 2000 and something, very early 2000s.
Yeah, I stacked the DVD on a shelf once or twice.
Yeah, it's about a viral infection in the when they're in a cabin in the woods. I haven't seen the film. I'm not a big fan of Eli Roth, if I'm honest. So I haven't bothered to watch it. I do love the line, bang, 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 it's the only shot for me, bang, 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 to contain atrocity.
That is a solid line. I like the repetition of stuff like the bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
As a hook. Always works well, especially when you're doing something cheesy like this.
Yeah. And I love how it has a chaotic feeling like this, because obviously it's about people like getting infected and everything. So like the characters are spiraling, so the song's spiraling around with them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I never really picked that up. I've actually said at the end of this, the only thing that made this song stand out is the choir bit.
I love the choir bit.
Yeah, to me, the rest of the song's quite just getting through it. And
Yeah.
the choir bit hits, I'm like, oh, that's banging.
I do love the random truck horns at the end. It's like, it's just like a truck. Honk, honk.
Oh, shit. They do like their horns, don't they?
Yeah. So then we go on to Assault and Batteries, which
This-
I love as a title.
It is. That's a very good title, and it's part of what gave it away. It's obviously Chucky, Child's Play.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the doll jingle at the beginning.
It's time to play, motherfucker.
Yeah. I just love that. I'll be watching every move that you make. It's like, whoa.
Creepy. Fucking kids again. I do like the no assembly required. That really made me laugh.
I love the way when they spell out evil doll. So EVILDOLL.
Yeah, it is. This is the one of all of them that slaps you in the face with what it is the most, I think.
And I just love the chorus as well. Like, this 2-foot dolls will make you his bitch. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it properly slaps you in the face, even to the point where I've written, just before the solo, the riff sounds like Stone Cold Steve Austin's reference. I was like, God damn.
So there's a bit...
The chorus is so catchy as well.
I know.
You won't ever grow up at the...
You won't ever grow up, you won't make it past 6 because the 2-foot tall demonic doll will make you his bitch.
There you go, that's it. Yeah, the full thing, yeah.
I love...
No, fuck you as well. That really
I love... So there's a bit in the bridge where he goes, Ade, Dewey, Damdula. That's the actual incantation in Child's Play, which puts the serial killer's soul into the doll.
Oh, okay.
So he goes, Ade, Dewey, Damdula, give me the power, I beg of you.
So this... Yeah, that's the kind of thing, I think if you were doing a song about this, you're going to have to throw that in.
Yeah.
It's like, if you were doing one about gremlins, you'd have to throw in the rules about gremlins.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think, like, they had... I'll get more into it, like, with each more of the songs, but they clearly do have a love and passion for horror movies, and they know where to throw in the references.
Tim, you don't write 2 albums about horror movies if you don't love it.
Unless the studio forces you to.
Yeah, let's not go back onto studios forcing artists to do things.
Please listen to our
Streetlight Manifesto episode. Yeah.
You got any more notes, or should we move on to the shower scene?
The shower scene is very obviously psycho.
Yes.
And like the words, the shower scene is about that movie.
Yes. Yeah. About that scene.
About that one scene. Yes.
I love the song.
It isn't until like 3/4 of the way through the movie.
Not even that, halfway.
Oh yeah, she dies right in the... Sorry, it's the other way around, isn't it? She dies quite early.
Yeah.
And
then it swaps.
You get the whole, like, first quarter is about her. Janice is the name of the character?
Marion.
So you get the whole first quarter is about her, and you think she's going to be the protagonist all the way through, and nope, she just gets killed.
I can gush about how just a genius Psycho is.
Psycho's amazing.
It's Hitchcock's best movie. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, there's I don't know. None of them even come within a kind of a reaching distance of the others, I don't think.
No, like, I had to study Vertigo in college, and I grew to hate it.
GCSE, man, we did Psycho.
See, I'm jealous of that, because I think Psycho is the better movie.
Yeah.
Because, also, fun fact, the actress who plays Marion, that is the mother of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes, I know, yeah. And she's got a famous dad as well, hasn't she?
Probably.
Richard Curtis.
Yeah, Richard Curtis, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, I like the song. It's from Norman Bates' perspective. It makes the most sense.
Yeah, obviously, he's the main character.
He's the main character. I love the line, now under the pressure we're drowning together, going down the drain tonight.
I hate the Dre, yeah. That really winds me up. Like, I don't mind a half stutter on stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, he's struggling to come up with some more lyrics, man. Come on.
So did you hate it when would you hate when he goes, I hope say yay,
he repeats it, doesn't he?
goodbye doesn't mean say yay and good night.
That's the worst one because he's stuck in 2 in 2 sentences.
Yeah.
I don't know why it pissed me off.
Fair enough.
I've actually written here, I can't tell you why, I just didn't like that bit.
I love that they use the strings for the chorus.
Oh yeah, so it obviously sounds like
Not
the
for the
Psycho
chorus,
thing.
for the
breakdown.
Yeah, for the breakdown.
Yeah, so it obviously sounds like the Psycho music. They're really obviously, again, another one of those. The Psycho, the screechy violins is only in the shower scene, right?
Yeah.
So he associates you that with one scene. It says to me, it's always me cleaning up her mess is way creepier if you know the context of the film.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when they use a sample of "Go," it will go a little mad sometimes.
Is that actually from some of? Are they actually taking that from? Are they just saying the lines?
They just reuse, like, it's Norman Bates himself says the line in the movie.
Yeah, it would have been so hard to get permission to use the actual film clips.
Yeah, I do love how they end with dialogue, like, because obviously, as we
the
said,
police part, isn't it? Yeah.
No, private investigator.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
When he shows up at the motel at the halfway point of the film.
Yeah, so yeah, but that's what they end the song with, right?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
talking.
It's so smart.
Yeah, it's very clever. Like, really nicely put together, that one. I don't like the stutter lyrics, but apart from that,
Apart from that, I just think it's great song.
it is good. Yeah.
So then, funeral derangements.
This starts very Slipknot-esque to me, like that kind of pounding straight away.
I love how this gets straight into it.
Give up, let go. The chant.
Yeah.
With like.
No, it's don't give up, don't let go.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever it is, in time with the guitar and on the beat is so cool.
So, what film do you think this is about?
So sometimes Dead is Better reminds me, but my context is The Simpsons. So you know when they're trying to bring the pet back, they're trying to bring the pet back in The Simpsons. They're trying to bring. It's not Simpsons. It's South Park.
When
Sometimes Dead is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
They think Butters is dead, and it's accused the pig. Yeah. So it's Pet Cemetery, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So I love that South Park episode.
Sometimes Dead is better.
Don't bury your son in the pet cemetery, Marsh. It's just up the road over there.
In the Indian burial ground, Marsh. This is more metal than most of the rest of
This is the one where everyone's like, they've descended into metalcore now.
Yeah.
So I love the line, I'll see you on the other side, but I'd kill to bring you back tonight. I love that line.
Emo.
It's so emo, but it works for the context of the film. Especially also the line, it all began with the skin on the pavement, it ends here with funeral derangements. If you know what happens in the movie, that is a grim line. You want to know what happens?
I don't think I've seen it, no.
The baby gets hit by a truck.
Oh, God.
So he literally becomes a skin on the pavement.
I did notice they do ashes to ashes, dust to dust, which is another idiom /
yeah.
saying from a funeral.
My favourite bit is at the end of the song, the old man who always in the movie goes, "Aya," because that's the dialect that they have.
The Hick dialect.
The Hick dialect. They do a heavy version of that goes, "Aya." It made me laugh so hard.
I do like the last chorus. It comes in like epic with like a double time drum.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. Yeah.
I just love that. I just love the chorus. It took me so long to actually appreciate the song when I first heard it, because I've always associated like Pet Sematary with being more ethereal, like sinister, because I've read the book and watched the film.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of my favourite books actually. So I always had like my own like mindset of what I thought a song about it would be. I was like, no, it's not how I do it. It's not how I do it.
It's not how I roll.
But then I heard, I was like, actually, this is really, really good.
This is one of my favourites on the second album for sure.
Yeah.
I really like this song.
And then that ties into, well, it doesn't tie in, but it's another single, Rainy Day.
So it has like a bit of a techno metal feel to this. It's a bit different. This is maybe the most different song on it. I think he leans too heavily on an AABB rhyme structure.
Yeah.
He doesn't change it. This is the point where I really noticed it. It was this song where I'm like, is he just always doing AABB? He isn't. If you go back and listen, he does do it more often than any other structure.
Yeah. I would say this feels like their most safe song.
Yeah, it's very... That's probably why the AABB hit me in this song, because it's so... Not to say generic. Generic's the wrong word, but it's almost paint by numbers for a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you tell what this was based off?
There's a line that I've wrote, "Game Over, You Died," so it's very video gamey.
Yes.
So is it... what is that?
There's a line that gives it away.
There's a film about horror where they're stuck in a video game.
It's not that.
Oh, okay.
It's Resident Evil.
Oh, is it really? No.
There's literally a line that gives it like, crawl through the holes of the evidence where evil has taken up residence.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And red and white being Umbrella's symbol, like the main like evil company in the franchise.
And obviously they say "Game Over, You Died" because it's based on the games.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair.
I love the chorus.
Remind me how the chorus is?
Are you listening to the whispering? Is it sinking in because it's sickening? Will you take the bait while you suffocate because you know something's creeping in the dark?
Fair. Yeah.
I love it.
Some good lines. I said the end drop is like it's really intense and it's got such a noughties feel.
Yeah.
Really like it.
Oh, that's great. So now we're going to come to one of my favourite songs on the soundtrack on this whole album, "Hip to Be Scared."
What song? I don't know what this could be. I'm going to go Scream again.
American Psycho.
Oh, really? Yes, I've seen American Psycho. Yeah, of course.
They literally say it's all about American Psychos.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they reference Patrick Bateman, like with the whole Patrick where you go and I need to return some videotapes. They talk about the business cards being
It's been a long
boned.
time since I saw that film. I don't remember videotapes being a thing.
Oh, it's something he says when he needs to have a situation. It's
I thought
like,
he was in a library.
no, he's a
I'm getting
business.
it confused with something else.
Yeah, he's like a
really.
businessman in that, and they talk about the bone white cards and how they all look the same, and then
Oh, maybe I haven't seen it. You know, I thought
Christian
I had.
Bale.
Yeah, I thought I had. I know who's in it because again, working in a DVD shop. But
I mean, I recommend it. It's a great horror. So I love this film because this is actually the song that weirdly got me to start singing.
really,
Yeah, because I loved the chorus. I loved the transitions of everything. Yeah, so we'll go for it.
sorry, I'm just reading my notes. I was just lost. I said that it's got actually 4 different. It feels like it's got 4 different genres all in one.
Yeah.
It does like an 80s synth thing, then it almost sounds like scene, like emo metal, and then it goes into like drill metal, and then it goes slow again.
Yeah.
It's a bit like all over the genre map here.
Yeah, because it's going through like the entire film. So it starts off like being smart, sophisticated, like how Patrick sees himself,
Oh yeah.
and then there's a bit where it basically parodies Huey Lewis and the News, because
yes.
there is that scene in the movie with Hip to Be Square,
Yeah.
where he kills Jared Leto, and then there's the breakdown where he goes and saying where he thinks he's gonna get caught and shit, and then it goes back to normal. He's like, actually, I can get away with it.
Yeah, I don't think maybe I haven't seen the movie. I really thought I had.
I just love how much fun it's having with it, and it says it has Jacoby Shaddix in it, the lead singer of Papa Roach. He's in the music video, and he is the guy who when they go, "Hey, do you like Ice Nine Kills?" He goes, "Not really." That's him. Which I love that bit.
I said it's fun. They can do some shameless self promotion and pot fun at themselves at the same time. I do like the line. So to hell with good intentions. That really makes me feel. There's like a Fall Out Boy line again.
Yeah, but I just love the Huey Lewis and the News bit where they just parried in that scene.
Yeah.
Because in that scene, it's like, do you like Huey Lewis and the News? And Patrick Bateman gets like this. He's clearly read it off an article about how Huey and Lewis wasn't appreciated until they released their album 4, and then it's like they were loved by everyone, and their great song is Hip to Be Squared.
Huey Lewis. All I think of is Power of Love.
Yeah.
Because I love Back to the Future.
And I like they used to quote, "This confession has meant nothing," and because this is like the first single they had for this album, so it kind of ties in with the whole Spencer being a serial killer kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I still find that weird that he's like framing himself. I know it's only obviously fictional.
Yeah.
But framing yourself like using his name saying he killed a fiance, it's just a weird thing to do.
It's edgy. I mean, I kind of like it at the same time. Like, if you're gonna have fun with it. So then we go on to Take Your Pick.
Another idiom title.
Yeah.
I like the old horror clip that's actually like it's talking in time with the music.
Yeah.
So which made me think it's probably not a real horror clip. They've done it themselves.
Soon hearts will be broken and the damage severe. Your forehead is over your heels once the 14 is here.
It's very metal. I think I've written here. I prefer. This is me, obviously, so I do. But I prefer the punkier stuff.
Yeah.
The metal stuff is good and it's well done. It's just not my cup of tea.
Well, they had a vocalist on this called Corpse Grinder. And
very metal.
And his vocals, like, you could obviously tell they're like the very
Death
like,
metal.
bassy, like, ooh.
I put this really reminds me of Korn, and I can't remember what song it is, but it's the one where he's like, "No, mummy, no."
You
Don't
mean
do it again, man?
Oh, that's Disturbed.
Oh,
Down with
Disturbed.
Sickness.
Is it Down with Sickness? Yeah. Someone. It was someone in the noughties doing it. They really reminded me of that with the weird horror kids again. I like the chugging riff that kind of goes through the song though.
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
Could you tell?
I said I wish I could understand the super metal vocals.
Could you tell what movie this was off?
Oh.
They actually say the title of it a couple of times in the chorus.
Doesn't help if I don't know the movie though, Tim.
I know. It was a little hint.
Go with The Exorcist again. Fuck it.
My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it.
It's actually a Canadian horror movie that only up until like 10, 15 years ago they found uncovered footage because it got censored heavily when it came out.
Really? I know there's a band, obviously named after that. There's a band called My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
I've never listened to them, but I know they exist.
I don't think I've listened to them either, but it's a good film. It's a nice, fun slasher movie. They made a 3D remake of it in 2011, starring Jensen Ackles from Supernatural.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like I like the sound of the metal vocals. I really just wanted to know what they were saying.
Yeah.
The only I literally picked out one word, and it was fucking. I know maybe like you need to be attuned to this kind of thing and listen to this kind of music to be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what you were saying.
I do like how they blended his like Corpse Grinder's vocals with Spencer's vocals, because you have the ooh and then like
Yeah, Spencer's clearly very talented. He can clearly he's clearly jumped into that guy's pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's done a very good job there. Yeah.
So then we move on to the
This
box.
is where I was like, I feel like we're really entering the metal section of the album. Like the epic chorus that like kind of sets. I think so. I've written here the epic chorus sets the tone for something that doesn't arrive.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
And I still don't understand the metal screaming of it.
Do you know what franchise is based off?
Oh, something called The Box. I don't think it's going to be. Again, The Simpsons. The Box. The Box. That's it. I'm gonna. Is it The Simpsons?
Yes. No.
I don't know. I've got nothing that's.
You actually
box
said
related.
that. You actually said that its title a while ago.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Hellraiser?
Yes.
That was a guess. Yes. I was looking at them again. Okay, I don't know. I know the Poltergeist. I don't remember a box.
Yes, Hellraiser.
Lost Boys is about vampires. Okay, cool.
The box is.
Hey, that was a stab in the dark. Hey.
So, the box is the lament.
The box. Sorry, I can't.
The lament configuration, which is like a puzzle box, and once you solve that puzzle, you summon the
Pinhead.
You summon the Pinhead and the other demons.
Oh, okay.
Or, as they say, demons become angels to some, which is an actual line from the movie, which is why, like, because that's how they book it. They start each chorus.
Okay. Is that so? I've heard. I like the beginning of the chorus. Goes something like, "So drag me back to hell." And then I like.
So drag me back to hell, master of sin.
Yeah, it's cool. And then I like that. On his demand, he'll tear you apart, or tear your soul apart.
Yeah.
That's a cool line as well.
Which is I like they're doing an attempt at Pinhead's voice, which is funny because they kind of like cheekily called him Pinhead. You actually never find out his actual demon name. Just go, that's Pinhead.
Yeah, he's got big metal things coming up his head.
Yeah,
he looks like a pinhead.
Exactly, you can't really argue with that. Yeah, I just love the chorus. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. So I was like, it's such a vibe.
Such a vibe. I don't know if it's a vibe. Vibe suggests it's chilled him.
I vibe to it. It's like, this is relaxing.
I bet you fall asleep listening to stuff like this.
It's literally like the opening line. It's like, all hell the priest of hell. It's like, such a vibe.
Bedtime.
Yeah. And then we cover on to FLY.
This is based on The Simpsons again? Where he goes in the machine? And
Yeah. They're big Simpsons fans, you know.
No, obviously, it's The Fly.
Yes.
Which is what The Simpsons one's based on. Yeah.
Well, it's like, because the Simpsons one, like, they kind of base it more off the original 50s one rather than the 80s Cronenberg one.
Oh, yeah.
Which, this one...
Same, like, concept, though, isn't it? So, yeah.
Same concept, except with the 50s one, it's just a man with a fly's head.
Okay.
In the Cronenberg one, it goes full body horror. Like, at first he like develops like superhuman strength, but then like his fingernails come off, his skin gets more warped, and then he literally becomes a human fly.
Okay.
Like his DNA has combined with a fly.
Gross.
Yeah, very gross, but very cool at the same time.
So this, I love a choral / gang vocal.
Yeah.
It works like super well. And you've got some more sweet palm muted guitar. Love it.
I love the line, "I spent my life learning to fly despite a constant descent."
That's yeah. I never really, you saying that in like without thing is like the dual meaning that's obviously there. Nice, I like that.
And the way he holds the word "fly" in the first time, like, as it leads into the first verse, so good.
One of the lines I've written down is "I'm just saying." Where he goes, "I'm just saying." It's like really well like timed.
Yeah.
I don't know why that popped me quite a bit.
And I love like the operatic sing is like, "I'm not saying I'm not playing God." It's like, ooh, I like it.
I won't deny the way time flies when you're close to the end. Is a good line.
And there's like Buddy Nielsen who does vocals in the second verse, which I noticed them, but at the same time they weren't needed because Spencer could have just done those vocals.
Yeah, I've written this is probably my favourite song on this album. It might even contest with American Nightmare. I really like this song.
Really?
It's because it's punky though.
Yeah, that's fair. So then we move on to Worst Vacation, which first off, love the pun.
Yes, sausages.
Yes. Secondly, do you know what franchise?
So it was only upon rereading my notes that some of them jumped at me. I think I had to separate myself for a bit and then reread them, and I was like, is this... Obviously, it's another holiday one. We've had Psycho, we've had The Shining, so my thing was, is it Hostel?
Yes.
I've seen the first 2 Hostels. How many are there?
There's 3. The third one you never need to watch.
Okay, I've seen the first 2 Hostels.
Yeah, they're both directed by Eli Roth.
Yeah.
So I'm not the biggest fan of Hostel.
No, fair enough. No, nor was I. A friend of mine when I was younger, she was obsessed with them. And, like, a few of us were around a friend's house and she made us watch them both back to back.
They're like one of those, they're just like those horror franchises like, yeah, I'm cool, I watched this. And it's just like the most boring thing you ever watched.
Torture thing.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I have the stomach for it. It's like, okay, well done.
It just reminds me of Rammstein as well, because the amount of German stuff in it.
Which is funny because the movie's actually set in Prague.
Yeah, why are they using so much German?
Because
they don't know any...
Because Germans are evil, I don't know.
Hungarian?
No.
Prague's in Hungary, right?
Of course, was it not Czech Republic?
It might be Czech Republic. I'll prove my ignorance here.
I mean,
yeah, you're right, capital of Czech Republic. So,
wow,
yeah.
that was an actual stab in the dark. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So,
yes, I stole your pun.
There's yeah, just a lot of it to me as well, because I don't really remember much of Hostel. From what I remember of Hostel, it was about like rich people paying to torture people, right?
Torture Americans specifically.
Yeah, American teenagers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but this song makes it sound like it's about like zombies or something, or cannibals. They're talking about eating flesh and stuff. I don't remember.
Well, one of the people does eat flesh.
Oh, does he? I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've already
They
watched
just
them.
like do what they give into like their primal urges as they put it in the film.
Gross.
But the line I love the best is, "I'm going old school. A gun is too American." It's like, oh, that's accurate.
Yep. They do like the guns.
And I love how in the first chorus, there's a female vocalist going all aboard, about the train, back to hell. And then in the second chorus, it's the German man saying it.
There's a bit of a right-wing one here. You don't like our costumes, then stay in your country. So,
yeah.
Fine. And then they had to include someone saying Scheiser as well, obviously.
Your life don't mean shite.
Obviously, they had to include that.
I love it. I couldn't write much about it, but I love this song.
Yeah, this one was one of my least favourites, I think. I don't know why. I don't think I'd ever choose to listen to it again.
I have it on my gym workout playlist, shockingly enough.
Yeah, you're a weirdo then.
So, now we move on to the next song, my favourite song on the album. Probably my favourite song out of both of these 2 albums. Ex Mortis.
Yeah, I had no idea what this one was about again. Let me look at my list. Fuck it, I'll throw another one at you. One that I haven't done yet.
I'm going to be upset.
Dawn of the Dead?
Evil Dead.
Oh, it's close.
Necronomicon, Ex Mortis.
God, I had Evil Dead on my list as well. Fuck's sake.
So, first off, I'll say it captures the chaotic nature of the franchise extremely well, with the piano going into the fucking...
I said, what was this cartoon intro? I liked it. I like the ones where they bring all weird shit.
Yeah, that's what Evil Dead is.
Ah, okay.
The chorus is amazing.
It's quite swingy.
Yeah.
It's got a groove to it. It's something that like Fall Out Boy did in their second album.
Yeah.
Kind of the choruses aren't straight. It's like it bounces rather than like powers through.
That's because there's actually an Evil Dead musical that runs
amazing.
sometimes like off Broadway.
Have you seen it?
I didn't get a chance to see it. I'm hoping they bring it back to the UK, but they do Elvis inspired music for it.
Oh, amazing!
Which fits so well.
I said this is in my top 3 or 4 of both albums. I like the Cold Wind Blows as the angels cry, the living will descend and the dead will rise.
From way below.
It's good, just catchy as hell.
And
It's the only song that has a fade out of all of the albums.
I know. I wrote that.
Love a fade out.
I love the bridge was like, so across the book of the dead of your reader list, Necronomicon, Ex Mortis, and then join the Army of Darkness, which is the name of the third film.
I've never watched Evil Dead, so I don't know.
I know, it's on the list, Bobby. there's 4 films already, there's a 5th one coming out in April, which I'm so excited for.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. 3 parts. We can do 3 episodes on them. Yeah, they use quotes throughout the breakdown. So they start off with "Swallow this," which is a line from the second film where I don't want to get spoilers.
And from your porno,
Yay! Where he uses the shotgun and goes, "Poof," and then the line "groovy," which is synonymous with the Evil Dead franchise.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, the fade out, and that fade out leads us into Farewell to Flesh.
Is this about a song? Is this about a film?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, right. Let me retreat back to the list. This is where I would have said something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but you've already done that one, so it can't be. Dracula.
Candyman.
Oh, hang on. What am I fucking talking about? I wrote Candyman.
He literally says, because I'm the Candyman.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally wrote it there, look. Give it away just before they say it. The Candyman. Yeah. What am I thinking about? You know what? All this horror is clearly getting to me. I said at the beginning, the fly sound is on the wrong song.
Bees.
It sounds like a fly. Curse Forever to Just a Reflection. That gave it away because obviously you say his name 3 times in the mirror, right?
5 times.
5 times in the mirror. And then it was, they say the Candyman.
Because they say 5 times to Hell the Legacy.
Yeah.
I love. I wrote 3 times. The opening.
I wrote Candyman in my fucking notes.
You actually did.
That's stupid. I'm clearly just tired. It was a long record.
I love the opening so much. The softness of it, and then like with Welcome to HorrorWood, just the burst into heaviness.
I've said actually what it does is I think all the styles that have appeared through this album, the second album, reappear in some kind of respect in this.
Yeah.
The kind of the drill metal, the synth, everything.
Yeah.
Kind of makes a small appearance.
Exactly. And again, I love the bridge with like "You're hooked on me, honey, forever," like "My Queen Bee," and "Me Forever." And it's like it highlights Candyman's obsession in the film because he's just obsessed with love and everything and being remembered.
Yeah.
And like he's seen it in a twisted way. It's like, no, you're gonna be mine, even though what I'm doing is very, very evil.
I've written here. What does he say about the magazine? But I can't even remember what I mean about that.
The magazine. Let me read the lyrics and we'll see. Give us a second, ladies and gentlemen.
There's even I'll cover. There's even a choral bit towards the end again, which is like bringing back another element from earlier in the album.
Yeah.
So I think this is clearly an attempt to kind of bookend the album.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen nothing about a magazine.
Maybe it was one of the talk lines in the background. Maybe I misheard it.
Yeah, I
want to like read it and text you and be like, we missed it. We have to dub this in.
But yeah,
maybe I misheard the lyric. Maybe it was something else.
Yeah, but yeah, I love how there's just like bees on the soundtrack. Because that's so the thing about Candyman, the way he is created in the franchise, is that his arm is chopped off, and then they put honey on it so bees will sting him
to cauterize the wound
to kill him.
Oh.
Yeah, because they leave him to bleed out and die, and then the bees just sting him. And so this is done in the 1800s, so white people are killing a black man in this way.
Oh, delicious.
And
great.
Literally and as this is happening to him, a kid licks the honey and goes, it's like candy. So they mockingly call him the Candyman.
I'm glad he come back to kill them all. What a bunch of pricks.
Yeah. Honestly, I recommend the first and fourth Candyman movies, which are good because the fourth movie kind of skips over the second and third, so they remove those from they reference them, but they're not important to the continuity because it's set 20 years later.
Okay, fair enough.
And
I didn't realise it had like some like racial connotations. That's awful.
So it was
he gets his revenge. So.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, the first one it kind of touches on it, but it's not like an overarching point. But then it's like the second and third movie go on it more, and then the fourth movie is produced and written by Jordan Peele. Okay. So like this is the first time it's like fully like black creators getting a chance to work on this franchise and actually like lean into the racial stuff about it. And they dive more into Candyman and actually make it more of a symbol.
Well, you trust them more to be sensitive about it, wouldn't you? Than
yeah. I mean, I have issues with the recent Candyman movie. It's pacing.
Okay.
It feels like a 2-hour movie that's been told in an hour and a half. So the ending is rushed.
Like abrupt, yeah.
Something interesting finally happens, like plot wise. Like it's all build up to that point, and then the most interesting part happens. But then they speed through it because they have to get to the big crescendo of the ending. It's like. You made a mistake there.
I mean, I've never watched any of them, so
I'll put them on the list. So those have been both of the Ice Nine Kills Silver Scream albums.
I preferred the first one.
Okay.
It hit me a bit harder. I think it's punkier though, which I think is why it hit me harder.
Would you also say because you knew more what to expect with the second album then at that point?
Maybe. I think the kind of way I absorb stuff, I think I'd probably enjoy it more if I knew what I was expecting.
Okay.
So the fact that I enjoyed it less, maybe just something to do with the structure or the kind of stylization they were going for. I don't know. I didn't dislike the second one. I just preferred the first one.
Absolutely. I prefer the second album more myself. I feel like they have more fun with it.
Yeah.
And they lean.
It's a bit more chaotic for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like they lean way more into the horror stuff. Like the first one still feels like almost like a holdover. Like we're just gonna try this, and if it doesn't work, we can move on, and it will just be like something we attempted. But with the second one, it's like no, we're gonna fully lean into this because now this like become their whole identity. Like when they go on tours, it's mainly just these two.
So I was going to ask this: did they tour these albums? Because
they're touring them, and they're finally coming to the UK. They were meant to come out. They were meant to come to the UK this month, March. They pushed it back to June because they're going to be on world tour with Metallica. So they're coming out. They come to London June 1st. Then they're going to be in download the next week. So I'm seeing them 2 weeks in a row.
Nice. Yeah, maybe I might go watch some YouTube videos or something of them doing this stuff live because I can imagine it's quite chaotic. Quite
fun. For Worst Vacation actually they'll do a thing where they'll like drag like a random like stagehand out and pretend to kill him, like hold up his arm and everything. They'll wear suits like an American Psycho, and they just have fun with it.
It sounds like I don't know if you've ever seen any footage of the very first Panic at the Disco tour.
Oh no,
like in costumes and changes and circus stuff. Yeah.
And I think this has like really brought them back into like mainstream because not many people liked or knew about their original stuff. But when you look on social media about Ice Nine Kills, everyone goes, "Oh, I discovered them because I love horror, and now I just love their music."
And people didn't listen because they got a shit name. You know what? These two albums have. I would, if you hadn't ever said listen to Ice Nine Kills, I would never have ever listened to them. Even if I saw them on a playlist, I'll skip it because the name just puts me off.
See, I have a friend who listened to their older stuff and did not like them, and now refuses to listen to these two albums. He's like, no, they're like shitty, like punk screamo bands. Like, no, they've actually like developed and become really good.
What's annoying is Ice Nine Kills doesn't even sound like a punk band or screamo band. The name doesn't even fit their old. What you're telling me, the name doesn't even fit the old style.
Exactly.
They sound like a shit metal band. The name sounds like a crap metal band.
I know, and they're stuck with that name now because branding.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, this is the time I ask you: did you any extra credit?
I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to. I like. This is the thing. What we say, like. We're not going to just watch more episodes of something or listen to another album by someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the vague research I did, there wasn't much else I could have done. Is there anything you could have suggested I could have done that everyone else maybe wanted to listen to or
not
watch?
Without spending money. Like, the only thing I could recommend is like purchase their graphic novel that they've made. But at the same time, it's my thing about us doing extra credits. It's one thing. Extra credit is optional for us, right? And I don't want us to like have to feel like we have to spend money to do extra credit.
Or anyone listening, if they're actually going along with us, don't want them to have to feel like to keep up, they have to.
Yeah, exactly. Like the main joy of this podcast for us is
sharing everything,
sharing what we've been recommended, and I think if we have the time or it's easily accessible, yes, we can do extra credit. If not, it's optional.
Extra credit is one of my favourite things, but also, I think. If there isn't something that you find straight away when you're having a look, I'm hesitant to delve more in case it spoils other stuff.
Exactly.
So it's like all I did for Lonely Island when I watched the Boo was go on YouTube and just type in the Lonely Island.
Yeah.
And expecting to maybe find some silly behind the scenes stuff and just stumbled across the Boo.
Exactly.
I'm hesitant to go on Wikipedia pages even because there's so much info on there.
Especially with like TV shows or films, because with in last episode Jonathan Ames, I just typed his name, just a list of stuff came up, saw the books were on sale on Kindle, so I was like, okay, I'll try it. So that isn't breaking the bank, and also I needed something new to read, so it was beneficial to me.
Nice.
So, what's my recommended reading for the next episode, Bobby?
We're going in a completely different direction to Ice Nine Kills and horror. We're going to watch Detective Pikachu. I've said it before, I don't know how many times on this podcast, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I love Pokemon. I've got a Pokemon tattoo. And when this movie come out, I was stoked because not only is it about Pokemon, not only is it live action, one of my favourite actors is involved. Ryan Reynolds. Love Ryan Reynolds. Deadpool. Pikachu Deadpool. Let's do this.
So, I guess this will lead to excitement for the next episode. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan.
Scumbag. I mean...
I'll dive into it more at the start of next episode, but in terms of the games themselves and the show, I watched quite a few episodes of the original run and a couple of like the later seasons as they went along. The games themselves, I never dove into that much. I'll go more into detail about that, but I think just so we know where we stand going into the next episode.
I've got so much stuff about Pokemon to talk about. Let's do this.
Where we stand going into the next episode, I'm not the biggest. I understand why it's a cultural phenomenon. It just never hooked me.
No, yeah, I think I was the right age when it came out. It hit the UK shelves in '98, I believe. I was 10. I turned 10 that year.
I was born.
Yeah. The age difference between us is 10 years. So yeah.
If you'd like to follow us on Instagram, we are CC Society Pod. And if you want to send us an email, email us at ccsocietypod@gmail.com. I've been Tim.
I've been Bobby. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
I'm the Candy Man.